So hello everyone. So welcome you all. So we are gathered here today for the panel discussion related to the HAL interviews. So as you know that there were two types of vacancies that declared by the Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. One was related to the design trainee, other was related to the management trainee. So we gathered here as the shortlisting is out for the interviews. From 9 to 11th October, they have tentatively given the date for the interviews. So we gathered here for the panel discussion related to this. So we will cover both the part, the HR part as well as the technical part. Both team members are here, HR team members are here, and technical team members are here. So first we start with Dr. Vijender. So sir, I have some few questions with you. So the very first question is that, sir, how this HL interview is different from the other PSU's interviews?
Okay, so this question actually is very important because HL is a public sector and there are so many other public sectors, like presently HRRL interviews are going on, and then very soon we are expecting IOCL interview. Now Hindustan Aeronautical Limited is little different. There are certain reasons for that. Number one, that point we will come later also, like they have advertised two kind of vacancies. One is a design, another is management. So little bit difference as far as HR is concerned and technical is concerned comes when we talk about design trainee and management trainee. Even when we are mentoring students, we are asking them in the snap or mock interview whether you are going for design or you are going for management. So there is a difference, sir, in these two, and that we have explained in detail in many of our videos also. And second is like HAL is the organization, is the public sector which is into design, which is into R&D, which is into manufacturing, which is into marketing. So they are marketing their product, they are designing, they are doing R&D, and there are so many products of HAL in which India wants to attain self-reliance or Atmanirbharta. अगर हम देखेंगे कि majority of our products, what we used to purchase from abroad, foreign countries, MiG हो गया, सुखोई हो गया, now we want to indigenize it. हम अपने आप बनाना चाहते हैं इसको. इसलिए इंटरव्यू के अंदर they tend to ask the questions related to product, sir. कि हमारा अपना कौन सा प्रोडक्ट है, हमने गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज क्या हैं. जैसे अभी रिसेंटली लास्ट मंथ आवर Prime Minister recently inaugurated the largest helicopter manufacturing factory in Karnataka, if I'm not wrong. तो ये जो करंट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन भी सर पूछे जाते हैं, क्योंकि HAL जो है वो मैंने जैसे आपको बताया कि प्रोडक्शन में भी है और इंडिया टारगेट कर रहा है कि हम एक बहुत बड़ा डिफेंस एक्सपोर्टर बने फ्यूचर में. तो करंट से रिलेटेड टॉपिक है और इंटरव्यू में जब तुम जाओगे, I understand that maximum students when they are preparing for PSU they are not in touch with the current affairs, but because HAL is organization जो करंट में बहुत रहता है न्यूज में, तो प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे कि बताइए प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कहां पे लॉन्च किया, अभी जो इनॉग्रेट किया सबसे बड़ा फैक्ट्री हेलीकॉप्टर का, और जो HAL का हेलीकॉप्टर है उसका नाम क्या है. तो ये ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं सर. तो टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन नाउ फाइनली इन वेरी प्रिसाइज टर्म्स, HAL का इंटरव्यू डिफरेंट है बाकी PSU से, क्योंकि ये बहुत सी डोमेन्स को कैटर करता है, इसके प्रोडक्ट्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं और हम इस डायरेक्शन में आत्मनिर्भरता की तरफ जा रहे हैं और ये करंट में रहने वाला PSU है, इसलिए सर ये इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है.
Okay, sir. My next question to you is, sir, that I think on 13 or 14 they have declared the shortlisting,
right?
And they have tentative given the time at the 9th to 11th of October. They have given the tentative, and most probably it is going to be on the same dates,
right?
So, is the time is sufficient for the students to prepare for that?
Yes. Now I strongly believe as a mentor कि 15-20 दिन तो मिनिमम चाहिए होते हैं आपको अच्छे तरीके से प्रिपरेशन करने के लिए, एंड साइकोलॉजिकली ऑल्सो इसका स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट होता है. हम लोग एज यू नो YourPedia is the largest platform to mentor students for interviews, guidance and all. अगर एक वीक होगा तो स्टूडेंट साइकोलॉजिकली डिफीट हो जाता है, वो बोलता है कि साहब एक वीक में आई कांट डू एनीथिंग, इतना सिलेबस है कैसे रिवाइज करेंगे. अगर एक मंथ से ज्यादा मैं दे दूं तो स्टूडेंट स्लैक हो जाता है कि अब मेरे पास टाइम है, नथिंग टू वरी. ये जो टाइम है सर 20 days, आई थिंक इट इज द ऑप्टिमम इन विच स्टूडेंट शुड वेरी मेटिकुलसली सिट विद द सब्जेक्ट्स कि ये सब्जेक्ट मेरे को तैयार करने हैं, HR में मेरे को ये तैयार करना है, इतने मेरे को मॉक्स लगाने हैं, इतना स्नैप्स लगाने हैं. तो आई थिंक 20 days इज द वेरी ऑप्टिमम, एंड आई एम हैप्पी बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर एज यू नो गुरिंदर सर ओनली 10 days they gave, and you must be remembering like student used to say sir 10 दिन है, हो जाएगा कि नहीं होगा. I told you like as a mentor मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, a student may not accept it, मैं बोल रहा हूँ नहीं हो जाएगा, but then you will think this guy is going to sell his product only. So it is not like that. 20 days are sufficient to prepare for this interview, and इस बार बच्चों को टाइम मिला हुआ सर, so it is good, optimum.
And the very common questions from student side is that the 15% is the weightage from this interview part, sir. So what is your take on that? Is it means less or more, means how you should refer, means guide to the students related to this?
Last month में मेरे को लगता है मैंने एटलीस्ट 5 to 10 स्टूडेंट्स के साथ इंटरेक्शन किया सर. दोज हु गॉट सिलेक्टेड इन बिहार पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन एज पॉलिटेक्निक लेक्चरर एंड मेनी अदर जॉब्स स्टूडेंट्स का जब सिलेक्ट होते हैं, आई इंटरेक्टेड विद देम. आई फाउंड दैट स्टूडेंट्स से कि सर मैं 0.6 मार्क्स से सिलेक्ट होने से रह गया था और मैं 0.6 से इस बार सिलेक्ट हो गया. सो यू अंडरस्टैंड 0.6 मार्क्स क्या होता है. अगर आप 0.6 मार्क्स से छूट जाएं और 2 साल के बाद जॉब लगे आपकी, तो यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज अ लॉस. सो 15% इज अ ह्यूज चंक. यहाँ पे फाइट एक एक मार्क्स की होती है. 15% तो बहुत ज्यादा है. तो मेरे को लगता है कि जो स्टूडेंट हैं उनको ये सोचना बंद करना चाहिए कि रिटन में मेरा कैसा था, बहुत ज्यादा मार्क्स था, कम था, क्या था. जस्ट फॉरगेट इट. just give your 100% in the interview, and then after the interview is over, then you do all the calculation, but not now. Because अगर आपने कैलकुलेशन मार ली कि मेरा रिटन में बहुत अच्छा है, you will become slack. अगर आपने कैलकुलेशन मारा रिटन में बहुत ही कम है, तो आप बोलोगे कुछ भी हो जाए मेरा नहीं होगा. So that will actually hamper your performance. So 15% significant है सर, और मेरे को लगता है स्टूडेंट को 100% देना चाहिए, so that even 1 mark is important, तो उनको सिलेक्शन मिले.
And in fact, as per I know that they have not also declared their written exam marks.
Yes, yes.
They have not declared that.
They have not declared.
Yes.
So वो तो उनको बहुत से स्टूडेंट क्वेरी पूछते हैं कि रिटन मार्क्स का रिजल्ट कब आएगा. मेरा क्वेश्चन है, व्हाई डू यू वांट इट? I mean, that is not even required. अच्छा है तुम्हारा रिटन का मार्क्स ना आए, क्योंकि तुम फोकस करोगे इंटरव्यू पे. अगर रिटन का मार्क्स आ जाए और तुम्हें पता लगा तुम बॉर्डर पे हो, you will not prepare. And या तुम्हें पता लगा तुम टॉप 5% में हो, even then you will become slack. So I don't think रिटन का मार्क्स आना चाहिए. You give your 100% in the preparation.
Right, sir. Thank you. So my next question to Tyagi sir is, sir. So Tyagi sir, how students prepare for this HAL interviews? Very common question.
Okay. So I'm giving you 3 situations. Okay. First one is that you have cleared the written exam. Now you prepare nothing. Okay. You just get relaxed, enjoy your days, and directly go to the interview. Situation number 1. Second one is you prepare yourself. Okay. You self-study, and then you go for the interview. Second situation. And third one is you join some dedicated platform, dedicated module who help you in the preparation for the interview. You get access to the recordings of different interviews. You listen them, okay, and you prepare for the interview dedicatedly, like you have prepared for the written exam. And experts provide you the feedback also. And then you go for the interview. For next 20 days, you do this activity daily, and then you go for the interview. So you all can tell me which one will be the best situation for a student. Which student will perform best during the actual interview. So obviously anyone, okay, anyone will answer the third situation here. So such opportunity come in our life very few times. We always cannot get clear the exam, okay, and then we can go for interview every year. Very few times, okay, and so much good PSU we are getting. So we cannot take it lightly. Students should prepare it for seriously actually, okay, and from every point of view, means from non-technical part and for technical part, from both sides they should prepare well, and then they should go for the interview. Then definitely the probability of the success will be high. So my suggestion to the students is that utilize this time in best way and do your best during the actual interview.
Okay, त्यागी सर बहुत अच्छे तरीके से एक्सप्लेन किया आपने. 3 कैटेगरीज 1 2 3. थर्ड कैटेगरी जो है आप तैयारी करो, मे बी YourPedia इज वन ऑफ द प्लेटफॉर्म्स. अब इसमें मैं आपको बताता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स का लार्जली क्या प्रॉब्लम आता है, और वो आप भी जानते हैं कि वी हैव अ फीस kept for that, unlimited snaps and mocks we give to students, and we have kept a fees because we have to run the show. स्टूडेंट्स का ये होता है कि साहब 20 दिन के लिए इतना पैसा क्यों खर्चें, हम 2-3 हजार रुपए 20 दिन के लिए क्यों खर्चें. एंड आई टेल यू दैट इज द मेन ट्रबल विच आई फेस, एंड स्टूडेंट कॉल कि सर ओनली 20 days एंड आई हैव नो मनी एंड 2 to 3,000 यू आर चार्जिंग. इसका आपके पास क्या आंसर है? आई गॉट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू आस्क यू दिस.
Actually, sir, whenever we discuss with the students who got selected, after selection, then when they join the job, and they get the salary, so much big amount of salary and other facilities, then they say that the charges you made were very few charges, actually.
So we can also give them one option कि तुम 2-3 हजार मत दो, जब सिलेक्शन हो जाएगी तो पहले मत की सैलरी दे देना. Can we give that option to them?
No, that cannot be given. because if someone is providing you time is the most precious thing. You are getting to earn something, so mentors are also doing the same thing for earning. Okay, so this amount is not big actually. We go to any shop, we spend 2-3 thousand, or normal expenditure is there on one jeans you can purchase. Okay, so if it can increase the chance of your selection, we are not saying that it will 100% provide you selection, but if this is increasing your probability, the wise person will invest. Investment in education is always appreciated by all the scholars.
Gives best dividend.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Very valuable for the students. So my next question to Kavita ma'am is that, ma'am, two types of vacancies are there: a design trainee and management trainee. So what approach? What is the difference between the interview approach for these two things, for design trainee and management trainee? What will be the difference in that?
Yes, sir. So there are two posts. So for management trainee, I'll tell you some case study related questions will be asked. I can give you a situation on that, which was asked earlier also. Like if a female is there and you have to work on night shift, because there are different shifts there. So if you're working on night shift, very few people are there in the night shift. Okay, and some situation arises like some fire or something like that. Some situation is there. How will you handle that situation? So these kind of questions, the case study type of questions will be asked from like management trainee candidates.
Right. And second thing is, second question to you, ma'am. Ma'am, normally YourPedia prepare the interview documents for each and every PSU organization. So for HAL also we have prepared this document. So what is the use? Means how student can take benefit of that document?
Yes, in any HR interview, like you should know whatever the company is doing, you should know about the company. In any kind of interview, whether it is IOCL, HPCL, or your HAL, so you should know about the company. So this documents provide information about the company. You should know who's the CMD of the company, and that kind of information is very essential for your interviews.
Thank you, ma'am. So next question to you, Shubha ma'am. So as your major part is taking the introduction part, and this is the most important part for any interview. So how student prepare for this introduction? Means what is the best way to introduce for any interview, especially for this HAL?
Alexa, you told that introduction is a basic, like it's a prime part of any interview, because when the first time you are to talk to someone, you just ask, let's please introduce yourself. And what students commit the mistake is that they come without preparation. So whatever comes to their mind, like it can be their family background, my father is doing this, my mother is doing this, but they forget it out that the thing is the interview is all about themselves, and they need to tell some of the, you can say, crisp points, that I need to collect some of the very beautiful facts about you. And this is what we teach, like a proper hierarchy is to be there whenever you introduce yourself. It can be basically about your educational background, if you have done any kind of a job experience you had, so you can mention about your job experience. You do not need to mention about your family details in a particular thing, because that is not required. Till the time the interviewer asks you that please mention about your family background, you need not to tell about it. And apart from it, I would say it out that whenever you mention your introduction, it should not be very elongated version. In the morning I was taking the snaps and I just saw a student that they were telling me 2 to 3 minutes introduction. So you're taking most of the time only on introduction and you're just speaking for the sake of speaking. That should not be there. So it should be one-to-one interaction and less than a minute. So that is the precise time of an introduction.
Means some interesting facts, so in some interesting should be there in the introduction.
You should tell me, like if I am talking to you, if you just start telling me about your family background, I am interested to know that, Guruvinder sir, what you are best at.
Yes.
What is your crisp point? Why should you be hired? Why should you be selected?
Yes.
So that only could be there, like if you have done some kind of a, suppose you have practiced a internship program that was really a remarkable one, or the job experience you had got some wonders of prizes over there, and you have been the, you can say, employee of the year, why you achieved that position.
Yes.
So this is something which I would like to know from a person, rather than all the unnecessary details. And we need to mark it out, like what are the unnecessary things, eliminate it out. What are the good pointers? Tick them. So this is a way to introduce.
And my next question is also related to this thing only, that we say that interview is basically an art. that how you can pull your interview in your direction. And I think introduction is the most important part by which you can start this art basically, or this process. So how a student can pull interview in his or her direction?
See, interview is all about a personality test. Like if we are talking to each other, if we found the personality really interesting, we would like to talk to the person for a, you can say, a good time. And that is the way. If you just tell me that I had done a project, or you told me that I had done an internship program, which your very first thing, you are very clear with it. You're clear with the things you have done in your internship. It should not be like you're just telling it, you have not learned a bit of knowledge from it. So it should be like something, you can say it out. It can be project, it can be your job experience, it can be internship program. If you do not have anything, suppose you have just gone to your college and you have not done any of the projects, you were not interested over there, you were not interested in your job even, so just mention about your good hobbies even. I mean to say, it is all about telling what are the fun facts in me, why should you talk to me. So it's all about a personality check in one thing, I would say it out. It's a frame of that.
Thank you. And it is also basically to get the attention that these are the important points. These are important things that I have told, and the attention will go to the interview mind, and he will definitely ask the question from there. I think that is the thing you are saying. And next thing is that if you talk about the overall about the interview, so what are the important things that the student keep in mind while basically going for the interview overall?
First of all, I'll say whenever the person gets to know, okay, he's selected, he gets a kind of anxiety in his heart, like, okay, I'm getting selected. So interview needs to be very good. And that perfection which you aim for, that actually takes your heart, like you get lots of, you are not a patient person, like then your calmness gets eradicated all of a sudden. So first thing is you need immense of patience. And second thing is the calmness. In an interview needs the concise. You need to be very concise in your words, very precise in your words. And the best of thing which I would say is be very attentive to what the person actually asks you. Because sometimes the interview asks you something and you're not attentive at that time. You just start answering something, you start bluffing. That is the worst part you do. So when we take actually in the morning, we take snaps, we take lots of, you can say, interaction. That is a practice we are trying to make a student. We try to give him situational questions. Like suppose you are in that situation, what we will do. So that is actually his mind gets prepared in future. If he gets such questions, how we need to answer it out. So be calm, you can say, have the immense of patience within you and just prepare with the best of the concentration and do not bluff.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. So I think this is from the HR panel side. So now coming to the technical team. So Mukesh sir, you're from the computer science background, and computer science is also having very good vacancies in this HR. So what are the important subjects, and what is the strategy students should follow from the computer science background to prepare for this interview for HR?
Okay, sir. If I talk about the HAL, it's an Indian Aerospace and Defense Organization. So which mainly deals with the like manufacturing part, development part of aircrafts, helicopter, and extra systems. So I would like to say, as a computer science students, it's your role and responsibility are related to the software development, related to the cyber security, related to the encrypt the data, decrypt the data. The important point is data analysis, and then we can go with like simulation and modeling also for training and training purpose. So it's like it's totally dependent. Sometimes we go with the like it's a management training, so we have to maintain the document also. So I suggest the computer science students, so please prepare your the core subjects and please prepare the basics. You have to go with the deep dive into the subjects like algorithm, like data structure. Yeah, computer network is very important. Keep in mind the security part of computer network is very important. Then operating system part, then again go with the data science, the basics of data science, then again big data, how you have to deal with the database management system, because finally you have to manage or deal with the data. Fine. So these are some of the important subjects which students have to prepare. And the point is, again, in any PSUs they just ask about the basics, so you have to go with the basics. You have to make your basics as much as strong as possible, sir.
Thank you, sir. So my next question to Kailash sir, from the electronics and electrical side, I think majority of the vacancies are from the electronic side, I think, in this.
Right, sir, right.
So how students prepare for this electronics and the electrical branch students, sir?
Sir, I always believe that till the written exam, the interview panel or the committee or particular PSUs, they only know you through the papers, through your applications, right, or your performance in the competitive exam. So interviews gives you an opportunity to present yourself best. So if you fails to do it, then you are in the trouble. So right now we're talking about, we need to choose, we need to rehearsal, we need to practice that what are those points which will, present ourselves best. If I ask each one of us here to tell about ourselves, we start telling a lot of things. Few might be, in the negative side, few might be in the positive side. So you need to balance that way, that what are those things which present yourself best. This is the importance of interview basically. In interview, they got to know you in persons. So that is why your presentation alongside the knowledge is very important in the interviews. And second thing, coming to technical, so as Mukesh sir quoted, it's a basically, organizations who is dealing into defense activities. So they deal in the aircrafts, aeroplanes, spacecraft, etc. So as an electronic engineer, or all the student who wrote this exam, these all unit, whatever I quoted just now, their operation is impossible without the support of electronic system. To carry out their smooth and effective operation, electronic system are very important. Without communication, without navigation, you cannot utilize them effectively. So that is why there are few subjects for electronic student, like radar engineering is there, microwave is there, satellite communication is there. There is reason why only quoted these three subjects, because these three subjects are not a part of the GATE syllabus. And most of the student who writes competitive exam in today's time, they are well aware of the GATE syllabus. Now, second thing is, sir, is it must that we need to prepare these three subjects? Yes, it is must. Reason being, they will ask you what are the area you are comfortable with. For sure, they will ask you question related to that. But finally, they will judge you for sure in the area what is their requirement. So you can't say that I'm good in the analog, I'm good in the digital, I'm good in the signal, sir, but I don't know the EMFT, I don't know analog electronic, I don't know communication, I don't know radar engineering. You need to prepare a bit. Now, I want to discuss from the student point of view. See, HAL written exam is not that much difficult exam. And I'm sure there might be many students who crack this exam, with very basic reference knowledge, not that much depth technical knowledge. So for them, my suggestion is don't go for the all subject, at least go with these subject and do one thing, prepare the fundamental and basic of these things. Maxwell equation is one, set of rules which predefine these all communication. This question is very standard question. Do you know Maxwell equation? What is the Maxwell equation? And many students are not knowing this thing. Electromagnetic wave, we study in the 12th class. What are the different electromagnetic spectrums? What are the different frequency ranges? So start with the basic thing. If you want to prepare in the less number of days, as we quoted, I guess 20-30 days are there, right?
Yes.
So my suggestion is, technically, this area you cannot avoid. Radar, microwave, communication, you need to prepare it. And these are very wide subject. Don't go randomly that I need to prepare, start choosing some book. It will be a very difficult in that much very less time, right? So mentors here will be suggesting you some of the particular topic. We are sharing some useful resources and links with the student that in very less time, go through this topic and prepare well. Second thing is that apart from this, for basic subject like network is there, you must be knowing voltage source, current source, you must be knowing, basically what is bandwidth, what is transmission bandwidth, signal bandwidth, you must be knowing what is the bandwidth of the optical fiber coaxial cable. These are the layman questions. They are not a particular engineering questions. तो इसके लिए आप ये नहीं बोलोगे सर मुझे सारे सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ने हैं. एटलीस्ट प्रिलिमिनरी नॉलेज अगर आपने प्रिपेयर करा, यू विल बी हैविंग दैट नॉलेज. बट अगर आपको डीप कहीं पे डाइव करना जाके, तो 3-4 सब्जेक्ट हमने बताए, उसमें जाइएगा. इसके अलावा टेक्निकल के अलावा अपना प्रोजेक्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. रीजन बीइंग, they want to judge you on some areas where you are showing them that you had got some real hands-on experience. They want to know that apart from, as a student, how you performed in some, area, some opportunity where you got exposure to give the hands-on experience. That is the project or internship. So what was your project? What was objective? What was your role? And what was result and conclusion? And what was the experimental methodology? What kinds of tools and technology you used? Right? And second thing, very important thing is that, while doing the project, if you use some, ready-made modules, analog module, digital module, what are the ratings? You use some sensor, they will ask what kind of sensor you use, what is the range of that sensor. So it is all about breakdown of your project in the different unit, because project is a very important section. They can understand, okay, you are coming from the BTech, they know that very less students are much focused in the engineering. But if you impress them in the project, then definitely they will go ahead with your candidate. That is what I believe. And here at YourPedia Education, our basically main motive is to provide student with the relevant content. I can't say, okay, start preparing the radar engineering. Radar engineering is a very wide engineering. So basic of the radar equation and Doppler effect. We all study Doppler effect in the lower classes also. How that is contributing for the radar. You are sending some signal, it is hitting some target, you are getting the echo back. Basic question. Your aircraft is moving, what kind of external terrestrial disturbance it may face. Basic general situation based question they can ask. So apart from the technical depth, these kind of the situation based technical question you must be really well aware of. And second, last point, motivation. I want to tell all the students to prepare for this interview. As you know, recently because of the mega success of the Chandrayaan, I guess before 2 years, many of our students got selected in the ISRO. Might be they were not directly related to the Chandrayaan mission, but on that particular day, I was seeing the WhatsApp status. They all were putting that they're proud of working with such organization. And tomorrow, this is one of the biggest motivation. You join the HAL, and because of your contribution, if our defense makes some mega achievement, got some extraordinary achievement, then there is your input and your involvement. So we are sitting today in the world where our effort doesn't matter. Whether our efforts are putting some extra impact or not, that is very important thing. So that also you need to do for the interview. All the shortlisted students will be preparing for the interview, but whether your efforts during the preparation will create impact on that particular day, that is very, very important. So for that, you need to staircase your performance in the every interview and snap interview. It's not like that, okay, you join one interview, tell, okay, now today I'm prepared. Snap interview, what is the concept of snap interview? It's just for the staircase, improvement. You appeared one snap, some mistakes. Don't repeat them in the next. Don't repeat them in the next. Like this, you will see a overall improvement in the performance. That is what I can conclude.
Thank you, sir. Very well said. This should definitely motivate the students to prepare for this. So now to the mechanical mentor, Manish sir. So how student go for this?
Okay, so as per this interview, यहाँ पे हमारे पास क्या है, मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी एंड डिजाइन ट्रेनी, करेक्ट. So most of the students belongs to direct BTech and some students belongs to master's program also, correct. So those students who have done master's program like MTech in aerospace engineering or MTech in design engineering, MTech in production industrial, so many streams है यहाँ पे, correct. तो यहाँ से अगर आप belong करते हो तो definite each and every streams अगर especially master's program में हो तो आपसे expect करते हैं you know the basic concept and you also know some depth knowledge, correct. क्योंकि ये बहुत ही जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है रिसर्च में भी काम करता है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जैसे सर ने पहले ही कहा कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में काम कर रहा है, करेक्ट. तो आपको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करना है, रिसर्च करना है, डेवलपमेंट करना है. यहाँ पे हम प्रोडक्ट डेवलप भी करते हैं. जैसे बहुत सारे आप देखें ड्रोन है, ड्रोन डेवलप किया जा रहा है, हेलीकॉप्टर हम बना रहे हैं, एयरक्राफ्ट हम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, करेक्ट. तो ये सारी चीजें हम खुद डेवलप कर रहे हैं, इंजन हम बना रहे हैं एयरक्राफ्ट का. तो अगर हम ये सारी चीजें डेवलप करें, इट मीन्स कि यहाँ पे हमें एक डिजाइन इंजीनियर चाहिए जो एक डेप्थ नॉलेज रखता हो. हमें एक बंदा चाहिए जो बेस्ट मटेरियल्स के बारे में नॉलेज रखता हो. तो अगर आपने अपनी स्ट्रीम्स में मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम किया है, स्पेशली उनके लिए मैं बता रहा हूँ, तो आपको अपनी फील्ड के बारे में बहुत ही एकदम सटीक नॉलेज होना चाहिए. वो आपसे एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे और इवन हो सकता है कि एंटायर इंटरव्यू आपके उसी फील्ड से हो. और वहीं पर अगर मैं अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट्स के बारे में बात करूँ तो उनका जो एक बेसिक लेवल का नॉलेज है वो सारी चीजें पढ़ रखे होते हैं बहुत ऊपर से. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स हैव प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर गेट एग्जाम एंड द सिलेबस ऑफ गेट एग्जाम इज वेरी कॉन्साइज, करेक्ट. और बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो एक्चुअल इंजीनियरिंग में हमें काम आने वाली है और हमारे गेट के सिलेबस में नहीं है. जैसे अगर मैं एग्जाम्पल के लिए बात करूं तो जेट प्रोपल्सन है ना, दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर एनी एयरक्राफ्ट. और ये टॉपिक ऐसा है जो बहुत ही स्टूडेंट इससे अवेयर नहीं होते. तो इसको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, इसको हमें आपको इस इंटरव्यू के लिए पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे आपको टॉपिक मिलेंगे जो यहाँ पे जब इंटरव्यू होंगे, स्नैप इंटरव्यू, उस टाइम हम सजेस्ट करेंगे कौन कौन से टॉपिक आपको और भी पढ़ने हैं जो हम जनरली छोड़ देते हैं. तो वो टॉपिक कहीं ना कहीं आपके इंटरव्यू में इम्पैक्ट करने वाले हैं. तो ये एक बहुत मतलब क्या पढ़ना है ये जानना जरूरी है, और खासकर अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. मास्टर्स में तो क्लियर है कि भाई उसने डिजाइन से किया है, देन दे एक्सपेक्ट कि ही नो वेरी वेल कौन कौन से सब्जेक्ट पढ़े हैं, वो आपसे पूछे जाएंगे. लेकिन अंडर ग्रेजुएट में कोई स्पेशलाइजेशन नहीं है, आपने जस्ट बीटेक किया, दैट्स इट. हो सकता है बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स होंगे जो जॉब भी नहीं किए, डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हैं. हो सकता है फाइनल ईयर में जस्ट पास आउट है और इंटरव्यू के लिए अपेयर हो रहे हैं. तो वो वहां पे आपको क्या बताएंगे? तो आपको यही चीजें वहां पे रखना है कि बेसिक आपके कॉन्सेप्ट्स पता होने चाहिए उस इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड, और हाँ, इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग की मैं बात करूँ तो यहाँ पे मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग, जैसे हमने देखा कि मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग में भी काफी वैकेंसी है। एंड मैकेनिकल, एज पर मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स, दोनों के लिए बहुत ही सुटेबल कैंडिडेट है फॉर डिजाइन फील्ड एंड फॉर मैनेजमेंट फील्ड। तो वहां पे इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग से रिलेटेड केस स्टडीज के बारे में क्वेश्चनिंग होगी और आपको उनको सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा ना। जैसे कोई केस दे देगा फॉर एग्जांपल कि सपोज इन्वेंट्री कंट्रोल है, सो एक कोई केस दे देगा कि इन्वेंट्री कंट्रोल करना है, तो व्हाट आर द मेथड्स थ्रू व्हिच यू कैन कंट्रोल द इन्वेंट्री, है ना, आप बताओगे। या कोई सपोज एक टी वेंडर है एंड टी वेंडर सपोज अगर उसने कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट किया अराउंड 50,000 सपोज इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, तो ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट कब आएगा, उसके लिए आपको पूरी केस स्टडी बतानी पड़ेगी कि क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा, व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स, वो उसको फॉलो करे सो दैट वो ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट पे इजिली अटेन कर सके। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे केस स्टडीज भी पूछे जा सकते हैं जो डेफिनेटली आपकी स्किल्स को वहां पे बताएंगे, आपका बिहेवियर बताएंगे कि आप उस रोल के लिए फिट हो कि नहीं। करेक्ट?
Right, sir. Right. Thank you, sir. So, how you conclude this, Vijan sir, the complete discussion? How you conclude?
Okay, so before I conclude, Gurudhan sir, I would like to ask one question from you also. See, why a student should purchase module of interview from YourPedia? I think you are the right person to answer this question. Why they should go for it?
See, the very first purpose, it is something about, means everything should be related to the purpose. So, the purpose is, means the interviews, this module, the interviews, the purpose is to get the confidence, you can get into the comfort zone, that by attending so many snap interviews. We have not kept limit to that, sir. So the more you go for the snap, the more they will feel confident. And second thing is that which student, like say student call me that I went for so many interviews, I went for 1 interview, 2 interview, 5 interview, so I have not got selected for that, sir. So then I ask them the very simple questions. So did you get the feedback from their side? No. So the most important part for these interview sessions are the feedback which they get on the part of their personality and on the part of their knowledge part. So these two things are the important thing that why they should go for these mock sessions, sir. So that is why the necessity is there, that you to get the feedback from there, to get prepared yourself for this interview. That is the reason why, sir, they should go for this model, sir.
Wonderful. So I conclude this way. Wonderful things told by all the mentors, sir. And I strongly believe that if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, again you are right, you can't. And life moves on positivity. Be positive, surely will hit big. So that's all conclusion from my side, sir.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, team members.